Hey folks, here at OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and quick review of the Jarv Pure Fit. These are a pair of stereo Bluetooth earbuds, which sell on Amazon for around $25. They're definitely inexpensive, and it comes in multiple color iterations. This is a black and blue version, but it also comes in red as well as a green and also a regular black model. For the price point, you do get quite a bit for your money. For instance, these are completely waterproof in addition to being sweat-proof, so they're definitely great for working out, they're great for athletes, and for people who have a more outdoorsy lifestyle and need something to be quite rugged when they're traveling or working or moving around. And otherwise, the Pure Fit themselves are unique because it also integrates a magnetic design. As you can see here, the two sides are sticking to one another, and they can stick to each other, and you can wear them around your neck, kind of like a necklace, if you don't want to listen to music, to prevent them from falling out and also to prevent you from losing them. It also comes with a integrated hook, which kind of keeps the actual wires in check and prevents things from tangling up, even though it's already using a flat ribbon wire design. Otherwise, aside from being IPX rated for being waterproof, they are pretty lightweight and they are made out of plastic, and it has a 6-hour battery life, which is around average, actually a bit short in my opinion for a pair of Bluetooth earbuds that are larger than your average size, just because they do have that more of a sportsy outdoors vibe to them. But they only take 2 hours to charge, which is pretty quick. For the money, you also get quite a bit of accessories in the box. For instance, there's access to a carrying pouch, which is nicely constructed. You can use that to protect your investment when you're traveling. There's also a user manual that's pretty well documented, a micro USB cable for charging, and another pair of silicone tips to get a more comfortable and custom fit. Otherwise, other features that the company claims this has is a very secure fit, which it indeed does. That's quite important because when you're running around, you don't want these to fall loose or fall out. And it also has onboard controls for your music and has a relatively dynamic sound. We'll talk about the music quality in more detail in a bit. The weight is, again, 0.71 ounces, which is decent for a pair of plastic on-ear style Bluetooth headsets. Taking a look at the design of these next, we have just a Jarv logo. There is this dimpled look to the plastic, which contributes to that very rugged outdoor vibe that we talked about, as well as some soft touch rubber along the hooks. This goes over your ear, the back of your ear, just to prevent, again, things from falling out, whereas this goes inside your ear, and this rests on the outside of the eardrum to, again, create that secure and tight fit. Rubber accents on the sides are blue to match the entire tone of the unit, and you have access on the sides here to the power on-off switch, which is the center, also dubs as a play-pause key, and there's also volume controls which correspond to the 2 dots as well as the 1 dot, and there's also an LED light to tell you when the pairing has begun. So pretty straightforward. These are relatively tactile, easy to press, and also risen up the surface of the unit. You will notice rubber flaps covering up the micro USB port for charging. That's to prevent water from getting in, and you need to seal this in before you dump it in water or get it wet. And that's basically the main design of the unit. So overall, pretty clean and classy look. This is also another kind of interesting design choice. There is a slot here, so because this uses magnetic design, it can also close up like so. So it depends on what orientation you want to stick these together, and they are pretty secure. They won't fall loose. So moving on into the audio quality next. As far as connecting to an audio source, we tested it out with an Android phone as well as an iOS and Windows phone, and pairing was pretty simple and fast. This thing doesn't have an NFC chipset integrated on board, which again for the price we're not really complaining, but setup is still quite simple. It takes just a few seconds to complete, and afterwards the range is indeed at around 33 feet or so, which is pretty good. But again, since this is going to be more of a workout pair of Bluetooth earbuds, your phone is going to probably be in your pocket or in your backpack anyways, so there's not too much issues there in terms of the connection range. Otherwise, the audio quality is good. It's a very loud pair of earphones, which is what you need and what you'd expect from something outdoorsy, and it allows you to be immersed within the music. Otherwise, there's not too much bass on these. They're decent, but they don't pack too heavy of a punch, so maybe not the best for rock heads out there, but they certainly will fare well enough for general users, and it works well for pop music, electronic music. Those genres tend to bode well here. Amount of detail is also pretty good. Clarity isn't the best we've ever heard in our lives, kind of to be expected again at this price point, but it does well enough. There is a slight amount of static in the background, so you'll hear that sometimes if the volume is lower lower. That tends to be attributed to Bluetooth earphones in general. You will hear a bit of that static if you really listen hard when connected to an audio source. But that's all the, I guess, the main aspects of the audio quality. Overall, we are impressed with these. Definitely will suit most users, and for a pretty inexpensive pair of Bluetooth earbuds, they definitely fit the bill and work nicely. So at the end of the day, the Jarv Pure Fit Bluetooth earbuds are a pretty good deal for the money, especially because they're low cost. They have a unique look going for them. They're very secure. As far as comfort goes, I think it could be a little bit better. The rigid plastic tends to be rigid, so if you wear them for, let's say, 2 to 3 hours, they can get a little bit uncomfortable. The weight is still quite light, which is good. You can customize the color, and there's a ton of accessories included, which adds to the value of the unit. And again, audio quality is quite passable for this price range. So overall, a pretty decent pair of earbuds. It's backed up by a pretty good company with nice warranty as well. So to learn more information about these, you can check out our more extensive testing in our full written review. But this has been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS.